Good evening, believers. How are you doing? I am doing fabulous tonight because all of my technology worked the way it was supposed to. So I am streaming live here and I'm about to start Instagram and I have YouTube. So if you are not on my Instagram or not on my YouTube, go to it. I got different videos on YouTube than I do every week here. So make sure you get in on all of the places that I'm talking to you, all right? So let me see. Let me make sure I can see. I believe I can see everything. All right. All right. I'm happy. All right. Fabulous. I am going to go ahead and go live on my Instagram. Hello to you, Instagram. I am coming to you streaming live for the Healing Hour Live. We are here. We are going to talk about how we can get past the pain after infidelity and get to the point where we can heal, we can feel better, and we can get back to loving the person that we love. I know that lots and lots of people will tell you that that is pointless. That's just something you shouldn't do. You should not put yourself out there like that. You should not believe in your love. And I'm here to tell you that that's all wrong. That is absolutely the wrong thing to do. If you believe in this love, I want you to follow through with it. I want you to have the love that you want, not just be stuck in this misery forever. It feels like you'll just be stuck in it forever and ever and ever, but you don't have to be. You can practice a little bit and get on out of that misery. I think you've been on the roller coaster long enough. I think you've been in pain long enough. I think it's time for you to get on the healing path. And that's what we're doing and the Healing Hour Live tonight. I am so glad that you are all joining me. Whether you're here now or you're on the replay, make sure you give me some love, some likes, some hearts, whatever. I don't even know what it is on Instagram, but whatever it is on Instagram, go ahead and give me some of that love. And let me know that you were here. And please, the whole point of this is for me to answer your questions. I want you to know what I know. I have been through it. I am almost 14 years past infidelity right now. I am living the dream, okay? I know how to get past it. I know how to get to the next part, past this bump that you're going through. So go ahead and ask me any questions that you want to ask, and I will answer them for you. Even if I got to DM you on Instagram, it's fine. I don't care. I will answer your questions. And that's what this whole thing is for you to find out about my dreams formula, to find out about the steps that you need to take to be able to get over infidelity, and for you to ask all the questions that you have that are burning in your heart right now about how in the world do I reconcile? How do I fix this? How do I get to the point where this is any better? How do I feel better? How do I not keep feeling so bad and so icky all the time and hurting so much? You have heard enough. We're getting on the healing path today. So, the way we start off all videos, we are going to continue to start off all videos, and that is with two core things. You need two core things that you're going to need to be doing on a regular basis if you want to get past infidelity, because this is a trauma. When you are going through a trauma, your body has a certain reaction. Your body will, you know what it is. You know what it feels like, that anxiety welling up in your stomach, that tightness, feeling nauseous, your heart racing, your blood pumping, your lungs feeling like you can't get enough oxygen, that tightness in your head, the narrowing of your vision, all that stuff is a reaction to trauma. That's what it is. It is a physical manifestation of the trauma that happened up here and the trauma that happened here. So what we need to do is we need to get in control of that physical reaction, because just like the mind and emotions affect the body can affect the mind and emotion. So if you really start off working on your deep breathing and working on your journaling, those two core things, you're going to start to feel better just on general purpose. You can work on everything else, but that's going to start to settle your body, not make you feel like you're so out of control anymore, and not make you feel like your heart is just going to pound out of your chest all the time. So we need to work on that. All right. I do have a video up on YouTube. Please go check it out. It is me working with you, doing the breathing 5 times a day is what you need to be doing it, but you need to do it 5 times in a row to get some good effect of it. Doing this deep breathing, this is a good way to get in oxygen. When you're anxious, you don't deep breathe, you don't fill up your lungs, you're sipping the air instead of actually breathing it. And then you don't exhale, you don't go and let that carbon dioxide out of your lungs. So this deep breathing technique is designed to do both. It is designed to get that good fresh oxygen into your body and then to release some of that carbon dioxide, because guess what? If you've been holding your breath and that carbon dioxide is going up and up, your body is going to think that something is wrong, and it's going to keep on telling you that something is wrong and making you feel like something is wrong continuously, even when you're starting to settle down from what the actual trauma is. So we need to make sure that at least our physical is in alignment with what it should be so we can deal with the mental. Okay. So we're going to do our deep breathing. We're going to do our deep breathing. What I do is a 4-7-8 technique. First of all, you blow out, try and get all your air out of your lungs, try and deflate them as much as you can so you can get a good deep breath in. Then you're going to inhale, usually through your nose for a count of 4. If you can't do your nose, I understand, people got allergies. It's okay if you do it through your mouth. You're going to hold that breath for a count of 7. That's going to give your body a chance to actually use some of that oxygen that you just breathed in. If your body never gets a chance to use it. So we're going to hold it for 7 seconds, and then we're going to blow out, like we're blowing out birthday candles for a count of 8. And that is clearing it all out, giving you some space for some oxygen again. And that controlled breathing, stretching out that exhale for that amount of time, for that 8 count, shows your brain that you are in control here. You do not need your brain to flip out and go into automatic trauma mode. It can relax. You're in control. So when you are holding on to that breath like that, it shows your brain what you need it to do. So that's what we're going to do real quick. We're going to do 3 sets. Usually I want you to do 5. But 3 is fine for the moment. Just for us together. We're going to start with blowing out. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lovely. How does it feel when you do that? Tell me about it. How does it feel when you're doing the deep breathing? Do you feel a little bit more calm, more centered, more in control of yourself? Because that's the main thing. The very first phase of getting through infidelity is the devastation phase. Okay, you are in a puddle on the floor. You don't have bones. You can't quite get yourself together, and your emotions are just a big bomb always waiting to go off. In the second phase, there are 5 of them. In the second phase, you go into the regulation phase. You start to be able to regulate those emotions. They are not overwhelming you. It's kind of like, and you're out in the middle of the ocean, and okay, it's a big storm in the devastation phase. The waves are crashing over you. It's all this emotion. In that second phase, the sea has calmed down around you a little bit. It's a little bit easier, so you can start to regulate your emotions. You can start to calm them down. You can start to look at them and say, okay, I'm not devastated anymore. I'm getting back to who I really am. I'm getting back to the more settled version of myself. And you're starting to just control those emotions. They're not overwhelming you anymore. And that is the reason why you need to do your deep breathing, okay? If you're not doing your deep breathing, you are doing yourself a disservice, because that deep breathing is going to help you with that phase of regulating your emotions. Now, when I meet most people, they're in that regulation phase. They're in that phase where they are just trying to get control of their emotions. And if you are that, let me know, okay? You can always talk to me. You can always DM me on Instagram. You can always message me on Facebook. You can always comment on YouTube, and I will answer you, because I know that that's really, really frustrating. It's really hard to get your emotions together, but you absolutely can do it. Just a little bit of guidance. That's all you really need, and a little bit of practice. That's it. All right. So the second thing, as always, is to do your journaling. Are you doing your journaling? Are you doing your journaling over here on Facebook? I need to make sure that you're doing your journaling, because that is an important thing. You need to be doing your journaling, okay? Oh, hey, I got adamant carrot. I like that. Okay. And then still standing, I see y'all over on Instagram. Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? All right. But I want you to be doing your journaling, all right? You need to sit down and let this be a thing, like twice a day, just some moments of self-care for yourself. You are dealing with this big old drama. You got other stuff going on. You got family life. You got work. You got things that you got going, all right? But you can take 5 minutes for yourself at the beginning and the end of your day. When you first wake up, even if you, unless you just have to run to the bathroom, I mean, before your foot hits the floor in the morning, grab your journal, take 5 minutes and write about what you were dreaming about, what you thought of when you first woke up. Tell yourself what kind of day you want to have. Try and release some nervous energy right off the bat and put it in your journal right from the beginning of your day. It's a little bit of self-care right from the very first time you wake up in the morning, and that's going to help you deal with regulating your emotions later on. Then, before you go to bed at night, I'm trying to tell you, if you're having those nightmares, if you can't sleep, if you are just all restless and you just cannot deal, it's a lot easier to go ahead and sit down and write in your journal for 5 minutes. Take that time for self-care. Sit down with your journal, make it be a journal that you enjoy writing in, and write about how your day was today, what you want your day to be like tomorrow, the good points, the bad points. Review it real quick, so then it's all out of your head and that's not swirling around in there so that you can't go to sleep. And then close the book and go ahead and do your deep breathing before you go to bed. Deep breathing again, and rest your brain. So this is a very good habit to have. I don't care what kind of journal you have. I got lots of them. That's it. Look at that. That came from Office Max. Big old pages, pretty cover. You can write on that. Actually, that came from Five Below, I think. So did this one, little itty bitty one you can stick in your back pocket as you're going through your day, so you can just bust it out and write things. You know what I'm saying? If you need to, you can write things in it. The fuzzy one with the butterfly on it. I don't care. What you are doing, what kind of journal you're using, as long as you're using the journal, okay? You need to be doing that, because you really need to get some of this stuff out of your head and down on the paper. And a really good thing about that is, when you do that, you have some data that you can go back to later on, and you can see, okay, yeah, I was having good day. Things got bad. Things got a little rough toward this part, but I was having good days. We were having good days before then. It's not as bad as I thought it was, because when the triggers hit, it seems like everything is bad all the time, and you just cannot get away from it. You were like, oh my God, we were having such a horrible time, when in reality, you really weren't. So when you go back in your journal, you can find things like that. You can find out what triggers you from using your journal. Go into your journal, go back, reread what you wrote, and you might find patterns. Sometimes it'll be the time of day. Sometimes it'll be the month. Sometimes it'll be a special event that's going on. All that type of stuff is a trigger. So if you have written it down, when it happens, then guess what? You have a record of the trigger. You will know what the trigger is before it happens the next time. So then you can make a plan for what you do about the trigger for the next time. If that makes sense. Y'all let me know if that doesn't make any sense. If that sounds crazy, let me know. But that's how you're going to handle that journal. And then you need to make sure, last thing is putting your date and your time at the top of the page and your anxiety level. The date and time is so that your data works. You know, you have some dates and times to frame and reference, and some of the triggers will be associated with time. So you want to make sure that you're writing down the time and the date. But also, you need to be doing your anxiety level. 0 to 10. 0 is no anxiety whatsoever. You're fine. Everything is beautiful. All is right with the world. All right. A 10 is actually a loss of control. So chances are, if you are experiencing a 10, you're not going to be able to write, because you're going to be in that I want to tear my hair out, tear my clothes off, run screaming down the street naked type of mindset. So yeah, you might not be able to write at a 10, but if you're able to sit down with your journal, you will know, hey, I'm not at a 10. I might be at a 9 right now, but I'm not at a 10. So that's a good thing to know too. Even when you feel really, really bad, you're not at that loss of control. So that's a good thing to know too. So that's why you need to be journaling. You need to be putting these things down so that later on, I have a couple of journals from back in the day when I had to deal with this, all this stuff that was going on between me and him. I have journals, but I didn't write the dates, and I'm wondering sometimes, okay, dang, I gotta look back at references that I made to like where we were living or what we were doing to kind of tell what the timeline was, and you don't want to have to do that. So make sure that you're writing in your journal and writing your date and your time too. Okay, all right. So my dear friends, Instagram, YouTube, love after cheating. Just so you know, first things first, these journals, right? You have a chance to win some of these journals because we are doing the Confidence Confidential Challenge. Now, just so you know about that, it's already posted in my Love After Cheating group. I sent out emails about it. So if you're on my email list, you'll get that. But it is also in my bio on my Instagram. And we are working on getting our confidence back after infidelity, right? Because this completely shattered your confidence. That it makes you feel just, I'm not enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not thick enough, I'm not anything enough. And that goes into some deep feelings that a lot of women have. So we're going to go into that. We're going to dive into that a little bit. We are going to figure out some things that we can do to actually start to make our feelings of inadequacy, insecurity start to die down a little bit, start to feel a little bit better about ourselves, have a little fun, and give away some prizes. Okay, so that's not the only prize. All right. So I want you to come join me for the Confidence Confidential Challenge. Hit my bio on Instagram, in the Love After Cheating group. If you're on YouTube, go on over to my Instagram and click on that link so that you can go and sign up. All I need is your name and your email address. And the only reason I need that is so that I can be able to reach out to you and give you your prizes at the end. Okay. So just give me your name and your email address. Let me know that you are signed up for the challenge. And we're going to have so much fun. It's going to be September 13th is when it starts. My kids start school the week before. So I was like, okay, I can't do it that week. I do it the week after. All right. So yes, exciting. Go do that. Go sign up for the Confidence Confidential Challenge. All right. So let's see what else is going on. It is Thirsty Thursday. Thirsty Thursday. I love a Thirsty Thursday. I am all about telling something good that happened. This is a traumatic experience that we're going through, right? Trying to get past this cheating thing. I know it's completely traumatic and it makes it seem like nothing else good is going on in your life. That's why I always ask about the good stuff, because I don't want you to get stuck believing that just because you had this trauma that erases all the other good that's going on in your life, including from your mate. It does not erase all the good that happened between the two of you, the tightness, the closeness of your relationship. It does not actually change that. It is just this trauma that you got to get past. So I am always wanting to see good news. And I think I got some good news for Thirsty Thursday. Yes, I do. Adara said she finally got her kids registered and started a new school. Hallelujah. I know I know the feeling, girl. That trying to get them all enrolled, get the paperwork, get the doctor's appointments, those shot records, all of the above. I know that that's so stressful, but I'm glad they are already settled in. They are in their new school. They're ready to go. So good job, Adara. Good job on that, Mom. Getting that done. That's always a big thing moms end up doing, is getting kids in school. That's a long process. There's some stuff you got to do to get kids in school. Excellent. I'm so happy about that. Let me see. Don't see anybody else Thirsty Thursday, but if you are feeling like you want to share something positive, I am absolutely all ears for that. I love to hear good news. Now, I will definitely help you with the bad part, but I will celebrate with you on the good stuff, okay? And try to remember that when you are going through this trauma, you're not going to want to celebrate things with your honey. You're going to feel like, no, we shouldn't have the good times because this terrible thing is happening with us and we're trying to work this out. So we shouldn't celebrate. No, no, no. You should celebrate everything, okay? Everything that you can possibly celebrate, you go ahead and do it. If you can celebrate anniversaries, birthdays, whatever, please, please celebrate it, because life is too short. Honestly, you're going to have problems in your relationship. You're going to have problems outside of your relationship. So if you use that as an excuse to never celebrate, you're never going to celebrate. There is never going to be a time where you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, things have settled down now. I can go ahead and be happy and celebrate. You won't do it if you're waiting for that time, if you're waiting for everything to be okay. So don't wait for everything to be okay. Go ahead and celebrate first. And guess what'll happen? Things will be better because you went ahead and celebrated. You get to shed some of that stress and some of that anger and some of that pain and have a good time together. And remember, oh yeah, we actually fit together pretty well. There was a reason I am with this person. So I'm having these good times with them. And I remember, yeah, this is a person that I really cared about and I really enjoyed being with. So, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, you said Rich's birthday is next week. We'll be celebrating with the kids, including the baby. All right, I'm gonna pray for you on that. I know. You said the weekend and then alone once the weekend is over. Yes, 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 yes. So party it up with the kids. Go ahead and make it a big deal for Dad's birthday. And then once the children are gone, you go ahead and make it a good day for Daddy's birthday. Okay. And have fun together. Make sure, try and put it down. You can carry the bags all the time if you want to, but it's not very much fun. Strains your back, makes you tired, makes you cranky. So if you can possibly take that bag off your shoulders, set it down, and just be able to walk free from it for a little while, just for a little while. It doesn't have to be forever, but just for a little while, it will remind you what you're fighting for. It will remind you that, damn, I do really care about this person. I like being with this person. Let me work a little bit harder. Let me not be so afraid to open up again. All right. Let's see. I love the celebrations. I hope you have a lovely time together. Let's see. I am just tickled in the group. Somebody posted, I'm not even going to mention your name for posting it, but it tickled me. Said my sis had a whole divorce party and ended her night with her husband. Because that's what happens, right? That's exactly what happens. You're like, I'm done. I am finished with you. And then you're like, oh, well, I'm not quite done with you. I do like you. I do remember. I do want to be around you. I definitely enjoy the sex. So, yeah, you come on over after the divorce party is over and we're going to spend the night. So that tickled me. I thought that was extremely funny. All right. Oh boy. Okay, let's see. What else is going on? Let me know if you got any questions, comments, thoughts, complaints. I am here for you. I am here for you for another, half hour? I got plenty of time to answer your questions. You got any questions about the Confidence Confidential Challenge? Let me know. But You don't even really have to ask too many questions. We are working on our confidence, doggone it. And you see, I don't know if you see this, but I got like a lot of confidence. I did not used to. That was not something that I had when I was younger. This is something that has developed over time, and I have worked on my confidence. I have, dedicated my time to it. And it's funny because, I was never very big on myself. I always thought that, I always thought people were thinking terrible things about me. I am 6 feet tall. So, anywhere I go, people are like looking at me. So I was always thinking, oh, they're thinking terrible things about me. They think that I'm too big, I'm too tall, I'm too fat, I'm too this, I'm too that. Went all through all of that. And I realized, okay, well, what if I'm lying to myself? Because I don't know what these people are thinking about me. They could be thinking good things. I did have, random dudes come up to me, even when I was young and not feeling very good about myself and still wanted to, push up on me. So I thought about it and I was like, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this thinking that I'm doing, this constant worry about the people around me and what they're thinking about me, and do they like me? And I bet you they don't like me. I bet you they don't think that I'm good. All of that was all coming from inside my own head. The second stage of the dreams formula is to recognize the fear speech. And that is one of those things that happens in everyday life all the time. You got to recognize this fear speech, the fear speech that is telling you can't do that. You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not enough for people. That voice is always there. It's always going to be messing with you. So you have to be conscious of it, and then you have to do something about it. So what I decided to do was just switch that around. I was like, okay, if that is the case, if, I'm going to mind read and say that all these people love me. Everybody that looks at me wants to see me, wants to talk to me. They can't wait to be around me. They're like, oh my God, Dasha's coming down the street. There's flashing lights. There's red carpet. There's everything because I'm coming. All right. So I started thinking that about myself. And that led to my husband telling me that I'm conceited now. But I was not for a very long time. Not until I actually started to train myself that people want to see me. People want to know me. It's okay if people want to see me and know me. They are looking because I'm interesting to look at, and wait till they hear me talk. So it was a change of mind. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to change your mind about where you are right now. You're in a lot of pain right now. You have to change your mind about it. You have to decide that this is not what I want. I don't want to feel like this. I don't want my life to be this. And then figure out, okay, well, what do I want it to be? And then start acting like that. Okay. That's what I need you to do to heal. I swear that is the simplest way to heal almost anything, and especially this. When you get past this infidelity, that's what you're going to use to get past it. It's like, I am wonderful. This happened, yes, but I am a wonderful person. Bad things can happen to good people. They absolutely can. And I'm going to release this, and I'm going to change my mind about what I think it means. Because a lot of the time you'll catch women, and women especially will tell you, oh, that means that you're a doormat. You're a pick me. I hate that phrase. I cannot stand pick me. Because everything that I say, women say is pick me. But it's that whole idea that trying to work on your relationship is a bad thing. Just because something bad happened doesn't mean you're just ready to kick them to the curb and just let the relationship be over. That's not how life usually works. You still have connections. You still love the person that you love. So, I find it's always funny to me that people, get so upset about that. But you can work on it. It's okay if you work on it. All right. Let's see. I asked for questions. I only got one, huh? All right. I was fishing for questions in the group. And this one is from Patty. Hi, Patty. Hi, Patty. Patty said, how do it to stop wondering if they did this or that while having sex? Ooh, yeah. 90% of the time that comes to my mind, and especially when we are starting, images of them come to my mind, and it's really hard to be able to emotionally connect after that. Again, with this, that Patty, That same thing that I've been telling you about, it is the effect of trauma. Trauma does that. Trauma says, "Ooh, you're getting close to this person. You are about to be in a vulnerable situation with this person that has hurt you. I don't want you to do that. So here, let me shove these painful thoughts in your face so that you will back off. So you will close down that vulnerability and that openness and that intimacy that you were trying to create and get you inside your head instead of feeling those good feelings in your body. And we're just going to shut down." The thing about that is your brain knows that if you get to have sex, your body will start producing the chemicals, the hormones that it did when you first started falling in love, and it will start to ease some of the pain. So your body doesn't want you to do that. That's where those thoughts are coming from. Your thoughts are coming from the fact that your body is like, your brain is like, no, no, no. We are not going to have sex and get that flood of endorphins and get that oxytocin pumping and feel that dopamine and that epinephrine, because that's going to mean that I like him again. And I'm not doing that. So just keep in mind, okay, that's what my brain is doing. My brain is trying to separate me. It's trying to pull me away. It's trying to isolate me. Okay, so then we got to just decide that we're not going to do that. We are going to do the opposite of that. So when this is happening, when you are in the moment with your honey, all right, well, let me back up. Before we get to that moment together, okay, in the day beforehand, I need you to be doing some prep work, okay, on yourself for this encounter. All right, before this goes down, I need you to be thinking about sex. I need you to be thinking about how wonderful sex is with this person, how much you enjoy it, all the ways that your body feels. Like, get yourself into that space all by yourself when they're not around. So then, you're not actually opening up them, you're using your imagination. And when you start using your imagination like that ahead of time, then your anxiety is not going to know the difference when you actually end up in that situation, and it will calm that reaction. Okay, the second thing is, well, actually, the second thing is still the first thing. Do your deep breathing. Okay, it always comes back to that. I am always going to come back to that. Always. Okay, I'm always going to ask you that first. If something is going on, I'll be like, are you doing your deep breathing? Have you been doing that? I bet you haven't been doing your deep breathing, because a lot of the time things will smooth out when you do your deep breathing. So when you're together now, okay, we've been thinking about sex all day. We've been getting into the sexy mood all day. We've been pampering ourselves, doing self-care, making ourselves feel good, nice and soft and smelling good and ready for the night. Okay. Then once we get together, we need to be doing deep breathing. We need to be in our bodies instead of inside our minds. If you are trying to have intimacy with somebody, you're trying to make that skin to skin contact, you're trying to get together, you're trying to be, feeling each other, you need to be in your body instead of in your head. You can't feel it if you're all up here. Okay. So what you need to do is start doing your deep breathing. Nice, slow, deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Okay. Lots of good exhales. When you're on the exhale, think of softening when you're on the exhale. So whatever is closest to them, let that be soft next to them. Exhale, get closer. Every time you're exhaling, you're getting closer. Just like a snake, the snakes will constrict. Every time the prey exhales, they squeeze a little harder. That's kind of the thing we're going for here. We want to get closer. We want to kind of melt into our partner. It starts to bring your attention and your awareness to your body. And then your hormones will kick in and start helping the process along. But you got to get over that hump at the very beginning when it's first starting, and all of a sudden you're like, well, did they do this? Did he touch her like this? That part of your brain, we need to shut it up. We need to tie it up, throw it in the trunk, because it is not useful right now. It is not helping anything. It's preventing us from having that good sexual connection that is going to help with our healing. All right. When we're not having sex on purpose with our partners, that is hurtful to you. It's not always just hurtful to them. Okay. This is hard for you to get your equilibrium back and get to the place where you feel like, okay, I do love this person. This is the person I want to be open with. I want to love. If you're not having sex, you can't really do that. So just Go ahead and power through. All right. So anytime the thoughts come up, we return our thoughts and our focus to the breath. All right. It, was he touching her like this? Nope. I'm in my body. I am next to his body. This is what I'm thinking about. And refocus yourself on how you are feeling and let yourself get to, have that fun, that interaction. Power through. Okay. Go ahead and power through. Go ahead and get that sexual activity started. So again, your body's going to flood you with some hormones that's going to help take your mind off of those things, because you're going to be, again, focusing on your honey and loving on them and how good their body feels and how good they smell. All that sort of stuff is going to be in your head instead of what they did with somebody else. And remind yourself, they had sex with people before you. Okay. You did not get stuck thinking about the sex that they had with other people before you. You did not think about that at all the first time you had sex with them. You were not worried about that at all. You were not comparing yourself at all. And there was a reason for that, because all sex is different between people. So there's no reason for you to get all stressed out and all worked up about the things that they were doing. They did. Yeah, they had sex, but it's never going to be like it is with you. It's just never going to be the same. It is not going to be a comparison. And when you just go ahead and accept that, and then just move through it and get to the point where, okay, we're connected and we are feeling good and things are flowing, you'll start to let those thoughts go. They'll start to fade away from your mind. So, it's a process. Like I said, starting in the beginning of the day, you know what I mean? If I'm thinking we might have sex tonight, or I'm getting ready, we're going to have sex in the next couple of days. I need to be thinking about it, getting myself together about it, and focusing on just our connection instead of what he was doing with somebody else. It's just too much. It's too much to be in your brain when you're trying to have sex and trying to have fun and trying to be relaxed and trying to feel pleasure. Like, it's difficult to think of all that. Woo! All right. Does that make sense? Everybody, let me know. Let's see, any questions, any comments, thoughts, complaints, nothing? All right. Let me know if that makes sense to you. All right. Let's see. Anything else? Don't have any other questions that I have seen. I'll tell you something that has been a phrase that has been coming up in my interactions with the people that I coach, people that I've talked to for the last few days now. And it is the concept of, how can I work on my part when he is XYZ? All right. It's always a connection thing. It's like, how can I be doing any better in the relationship, be letting it go, be less stressed, be less angry, and stop talking about it? How can I do that if he is not doing his part, trying really hard to be transparent, he's not stop seeing the person, all of those things. And what I have been saying, and I want to say to you, I want to say to everybody, is that does not matter. When you know the right thing to do, you just do the right thing. We can all come up with the excuse that we're not going to do the right thing because somebody else is not doing the right thing. That is an absolute in the universe. There's always somebody not doing the right thing. But if we know what the right thing is and we are purposely not doing it, we're going against our own morals and values, right? And we're very upset about the idea of them going against our morals and values. But it's like, oh, it's okay if I go against my own morals and values. And that's not acceptable. You need to be working on that. If you are stopping yourself, if you are creating this barrier in your head that says, no, I am not going to, I'm not going to do my part. I'm not going to be intimate with them anymore. I'm not going to have sex. I'm not going to work on the things that he has been telling me have been a problem for a long time in a relationship, but I hadn't worked on. I am not going to be attention, give them attention and give them affection and, do my part. I'm not going to do that because I don't feel like they're doing their part. Then nobody's doing their part. Because if you're not doing it because you feel like they're not doing it, and they're not doing it because they feel like you're not doing it, then nobody's doing their part. Okay. The easiest way to get that ball rolling, to start off making everybody do right, is by you doing what you know is right. And you know it's right. I have talked to all you women, all the women that I talk to, all the women that I coach, all the people in my group. You all know that I know what you've been doing, okay? And if you are not stepping up and doing your part, you can't expect anybody else to do their part. You have to be very, very concerned with your own set of goals and morals and what you're going to be doing in the relationship that you feel is positive, and doing the things that your partner thinks is positive too, because a lot of the time love languages are different. Okay, love languages are very different. If you do not know your partner's love language, will you please go learn that? I need you to work on that, because if you don't know that, you're kind of crippling yourself. You're making it so that it's harder on you to be able to love them. You're going to be always thinking that your type of love, your way of being loved, is the type of way that they want to be loved too, and that is often not the case. And so you are pouring the love out. You are like, I don't know why he doesn't understand. I'm pouring out all my love. I'm giving him everything that I got, and he's not responding to it. He's not giving me anything back. He's not giving me what I need. It is more than likely because you are loving them the way you would want to be loved, and not the way they would want to be loved. That is where a lot of friction comes up. That is where a lot of problems start, is you wanting to give love in the way that you want to receive love. And if that doesn't match up with what their love language is, guess what? She's going to fall on deaf ears. They're going to be like, okay, yeah, you're doing all that, but that's not the thing that I need. That's not the thing that I want from you. And that's how it is with us too, right? You know, you want the thing that you want. You want them to do the loving gesture that makes you feel loved. You're not doing the loving gesture that makes them feel loved, they don't feel loved. Okay, so you're gonna have to work on that. Just because you know that it's the right thing to do, it is a good thing to do, and it's how you want to be treated. So, golden rule: treat others how you want to be treated. I want to be treated like my love language is important, and that the things that I care about are important to the person that I love, and I can see that and I can know that. That's what you want, so that's what they want too. It really is the same. And another thing that I have been telling people all week is, your love is not bigger than his love. I know it seems like that at the time when you're like, oh, but they hurt me so bad. Their love has to be little, doesn't it? Because they were able to hurt me. That is not true. Okay, everybody's gonna tell you that. Everybody's gonna say to you, "Well, yes, their love to you for you has to be so small, and they don't even have any respect for you. They don't have any love for you." No, that is not the way it works. That's not the way love works. Okay, people mess up all the time, mess it all up, and still love people desperately. So that doesn't mean that. That has never meant that, but it was one of those things that has been said to kind of shame women who want to stay in their relationships after infidelity, because, oh, well, why would you do that? This is never going to work, and he doesn't love you as much as you love him. So then you're thinking all of those negative fear thoughts, fear speech, and you're stuck with it. So you need to overcome that. You need to go ahead and decide. That's the first step of the dreams formula. Is the D, is decide that this is the person that you are willing to do the work for. This is the person that you love, you care for. You are going to work this out. You're going to fix it. And, they're the person that's worth it. There's not going to be a lot of people in your life that are worth it. Okay. That's why you're here with me. That's why you're here talking to me, because you already know that this is the person that's worth your time. I had plenty of boyfriends beforehand, before I met my husband, plenty of them. And not a one of them was the one that I would have forgiven for the things that my husband did, that I would have worked with the way that I've worked with my husband. So it's your person. All right. There's no need to feel guilt or shame over that. That's self-esteem goes in the toilet, because you're feeling all that guilt, you're feeling all that shame about loving who you love, which is crazy. That's crazy. It's just one of those things. It's one of those things meant to control women. We are just gonna, if you get hurt, you just back off, you be isolated, you just never be with anybody again. And even if you are with somebody, you never trust them and should never be open to them. You should never, all of that. It's just a way to control us. More controlled, more small, more narrow, more unfeeling. And we don't want that. We want a big, wide world that is full of feeling, full of emotion. All right. We don't want to live small. We want to live big. So if you are going to live big, this is one of the big things you can do. Okay. This thing that you're trying to do, reconcile and recover after infidelity, that is one of those big time things that the movers and shakers of the world can do, because not everybody can get past this. Not everybody can get over this. There are people who are, at 2.5, 3 years, 5 years out from D-Day, and they are still miserable. And you do not have to do that. You just got to decide. The second thing is the reacting to, recognizing and overcoming the fear speech, the stuff that people say in your ear. You're gonna be hurt. You're gonna act like a doormat. He doesn't want you. He wants that other woman. You should just let him go. All of that talk. Let me just say, that's usually from the person who stayed. Okay, the person who stayed is the one that's all in your ear. That person stayed. Okay, so don't fall for it. More than likely, they stayed and they're trying to get you to live a life that they didn't live. But you know why they stayed? Because it was their person too. And they know exactly what you're feeling and what you're going through, but they feel guilt and shame for staying with the person that everybody said that they shouldn't stay with, and for dealing with the pain and the grief. And so then they feel like, well, I'm going to tell you not to do it, even though it was what was on my heart to actually do. So let me just say that. And then there's the internal fear speech. All of that. I'm not good enough. I'm smart enough. I'm too big. I'm too little. I'm too this and too that. I'm not enough. All of that. Okay. You got that fear speech going on in your head. When you are repeating thoughts, that is fear speech. Okay. You can stop yourself and pause on that. When you are like, I have repeated that thought 5 or 6 times in the last hour. Let me write it down in my journal. Aren't you supposed to be writing your journal? Let me write it down in my journal and see what that means. And a lot of the time you will discover those things about yourself that just make you feel so bad about yourself. And that is the fear speech. Okay. That is your brain trying to isolate you, trying not to let you ever be hurt again by hurting you. That's what that basically is. Your brain is like, I don't want you to ever be hurt again. So I'm going to hurl the nastiest, meanest things into your awareness so that you just crawl into a hole and shelter yourself and never deal with anybody else again. I'll just hurt you if that's the case. Your brain is like, I'll hurt you. You don't have to have anybody else hurt you. And that's miserable. We don't want to live with that. That's like living with the trauma forever. You got to learn to work on getting rid of the trauma. You got to actually work on that. So deep breathing, journaling. And then let me just run through the rest of the dreams for you since I started. The E is evaluating the why. Why did they do this? How did this happen? A lot of times, sick, sad, and stupid are my 3 categories. Sick is actual illness, depression, anxiety, uh, uh, bipolar, those people. And then on top of that, it could be loss of their feelings about themselves, loss of the intimacy between the two of you and that relationship. It could be all sorts of loss. And losing children, that's one of those really, really hard things that a lot of people don't come back from, because that loss makes people lost. And then 6, sad, and stupid. Stupid is not what you think it is. Stupid is the stupid things, especially men, are told about being a man. about what they're supposed to be like in relationships. You're supposed to have more than one girlfriend. They're told from itty bitty boys, well, you're going to be a heartbreaker. You're going to have all the girlfriends, aren't you? And then, as teenagers, well, why aren't you having sex with with lots of girls? You're not even having sex at all. You're a virgin still. What is going on with you? And then when they're older, well, you got a good woman. Well, you should have another one. All of that stuff. And then, the relationships that he's seen with his parents, the male role models that he has, all of that type of stuff. So that's the stupid that I'm talking about. We have all been kind of broken as far as relationships are concerned. And so when people are messing up relationships, we got to just go ahead and excuse them, because we have all had some really poor examples. Now, you might have been one of the people that was lucky enough to have a mom and a dad in the same house that just loved each other and everything was good, but not a lot of people have that. Okay, that is not a common thing. Not that I've seen, not with people that are going through that. So, if you were that fortunate, God bless you. I'm so glad that you didn't have to go through that. But most people are going through that. Most people are feeling that and feeling like they don't understand how to deal with a relationship. The A is allowing the healing to happen. Stuff like, don't keep throwing it in their face. Don't keep talking about it day after day after day. It feels like, oh, I should be able to talk about it and then I'll be able to get over it. But I have not seen that work yet. I have been doing this. I have been specifically working with people on infidelity for the last 2 years. And I was a relationship coach for about 10 before that. And honey, that's never worked. That talking about it ends up making you feel worse for a couple of reasons. Number one is because the other person doesn't want to hear about it. They don't want to keep hearing what they did wrong. And then you keep revisiting the trauma. You keep talking about the trauma. You keep it nice and fresh in your mind. It's like you wrap it up in saran wrap and put it in the refrigerator and then take it out every day so that you can nibble on it a little bit. That's what you're doing when you keep on talking about it. So allowing the healing is allowing those walls to come down, allowing yourself to get close again, allowing yourself that intimacy, that touch, that love, and that affection again, doing the rituals that you used to do. We got to give a hug and a kiss before we go, and we tell each other we love each other, or all of the things that you used to do when you were feeling in love, those things. And then M is for managing the future feelings. You're going to have triggers even when you're doing well. They're going to pop up and they're going to beat you over the head if you are not expecting them. So that's partially where the journaling comes in, so that you know what is a trigger before it hits you in the head. And then you have a plan for it because you figure out what it was. So, that's how you manage those future triggers. Write them down, figure out what they are, and then have a plan for them. And then S is me. S is support. S is coming to the Love After Cheating group and joining me. S is messaging me and letting me know what your issue is and letting me help you get on the healing path. That's what it is. Don't go to people who are going to give you a hard time. I'm not going to give you a hard time. I absolutely believe in you. I think that you're right. I am absolutely believing that you are right to continue with this relationship. This is the person for you. I believe you when you say it, because who else would it be? If it's not this person that you're willing to go through this type of pain for, it probably ain't anybody. So I'm going to believe with you. I will believe on your side that this is the right person for you. This is the right person for you to do this work for, and I will help you figure out how to do the work. And you can come to my Love After Cheating group, and there are such wonderful women in the Love After Cheating group. Hi to my group. Hey, you all are fabulous. They give good advice to each other. There's a rule in the group not to tell one another to leave, because don't nobody want to hear that. If you've already made up your mind that you want to stay, somebody just telling you to leave, that's pointless. It doesn't give you anything. It doesn't help you in any way, shape, or form. So we are coming up with more creative, more constructive advice in my Love After Cheating group. So if you want to do that, come on, join me. I'm in there a couple times a day at least. I post stuff every single day, exercises for you to do. So come on and do that. Let's see. And also come do my confidence confidential challenge. You gotta come on here and be with me. Oh, got hearts. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, it's Peggy. Hey, Peggy. All right. So I've been running off at the mouth for quite some time now. Any questions? comments, thoughts, complaints, anything going on that you need to talk to me about, remember that you can. I want you to. I want to build a connection with you. I want to be able to talk to you and find out what's going on with you. And let me just tell you, it does not matter what the situation is, okay? It doesn't matter. I have seen it. I have seen it. I have heard it. I probably lived through it. So I'm not going to guilt you. I'm not going to shame you for it. I'm just going to say, oh, okay, that happened. And you're going to look at me and you're going to be like, isn't he so terrible for doing this to me? And I'll be like, nope, because you don't think he is. You don't think he's terrible for this. So I'm not going to think he's terrible either. We're just going to work it out. I reserve all judgment. I'm just trusting your judgment. Peggy, you say you had a visitation tonight for a friend's dad. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, that sucks. I was just talking about that. Lots of loss going around. People having lots and lots of loss happening. This whole COVID thing and, all types of stuff has been going on lately. People have just been not making it. We just lost soldiers and Marines and Navy personnel over in Afghanistan. It's crazy. Things are going on. It's a crazy time in the world right now. I'm sorry that's going on with you all. Let's see. Any comments? Coming up on the end of the hour here. Let me see. Anything you want to talk to me about? Anything you want to ask me? I'm looking through, making sure I didn't miss anybody. It doesn't look like it. Let's see. I don't see anything else. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's about all I got for you today, I think. Make sure that you come see me on everything. Make sure that you come see me on Instagram. Make sure you come see me on the Facebook group, Love After Cheating. I am Love Coach Dasha on Facebook. Come over and like my page. You can always message me. You can always DM me. You can always reach out to me. I want to help you. I want to be there to be able to work with you and give you the support that Dreams Formula determined that you needed in letting this go and getting to the place where you feel like, okay, I can flip this chapter. We can move on to the new chapter and we can let this just be an episode in the past. Yeah, it was a dark past. Yeah, it was a problem, but we're moving on from there. And let me tell you, it doesn't stay a dark time because I told you in the very beginning of the video, there's 5 stages of healing after infidelity. We got the devastation phase where you're in a puddle on the floor. Then we've got the regulation phase where you are trying to pull your emotions together. This is all you. This is not like dealing with the relationship and all that. Now you're just trying to get your emotions regulated. There is the recreation phase where the two of you are now working on your relationship together. We're figuring things out. Then there is the celebration phase where, okay, things are going well. We have gotten to the point where we're ready to flip this chapter. And then there's the inspiration phase. That's the phase when all of this darkness isn't as dark anymore. That's the phase at the end where you can actually be an inspiration to somebody else. You can actually tell another woman, hey, I know everybody will tell you that this is impossible and you can't do it and you can't still be together with somebody who cheated on you. But guess what? I myself have actually done it and I know how to do it and I can tell you how to do it. And it's not going to be something that has to make you miserable for the rest of your life. You do not have to just stay for the kids. You do not have to stay and be miserable and be roommates. That's unnecessary. You can regain your trust, regain that footing of loving one another and caring about one another and get to a place where this is in the past. You can get past this infidelity and get to a place where you're really loving and trusting one another again and feeling good about it. I am there. All right. I am in the inspiration phase. I am solidly in that seat. I feel good. The place in my chest right here where it used to hurt so bad because it used to be huge. It wasn't just inside my chest, it was outside my whole body. But that place inside my chest, as I started to heal, it got smaller and smaller and smaller. And then it, okay, then it's my heart, and then I'm trying to, get it squished down some more and get it smaller. And it has been years now that I don't hurt anymore. I don't hurt. And I feel like you deserve that. You deserve to get to the point where you don't hurt anymore. Because I remember how much it hurt. I remember how damn uncomfortable it was. And I don't want you to have to keep on feeling like that. You don't have to. You can work with the dreams for me. You can work with me. You can ask your questions. You can come to my groups. You can go to YouTube. You can get the information that you need in order for your pain to go away too. It is out here. I am offering it to you. I am here for you. Okay. I have lots of fun stuff to do to work on it, like the Confidence Confidential Challenge. If you haven't signed up for that, go sign up for that. It's in my bio and inside the Love After Cheating group. But and I'll put it on my Love Coach Dasha page too. I'm gonna put it up there too. I didn't put it there, but I am. But you can go there, sign up for that, and then work with me. The challenge itself is 3 days, but it's the whole week that I'm gonna be getting up early. I'm gonna be addressing your insecurities, your issues with your self-esteem. We're gonna be working on it. So make sure you sign up for that. I want to help. Okay, you will see. Working with me for like a whole week, you can check me out and see if I'm somebody that you want to work with. I know you come to my lives, and I appreciate you. I love you for it. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're here on YouTube. I'm glad you're here on Facebook, and I'm glad you're here on Instagram. But if you want to work with me personally, like one-on-one, like I am talking to you and working this out with you step by step every day for like a week, come join my challenge. Come join the Confidence Confidential Challenge. All right. That's about all I got. That's about all I had to say today. I am so glad that you were here with me today. I am Love Coach Dasha, and this has been the Healing Hour Live. Make sure that you go out, you do your deep breathing, you're doing your journaling. You make healing choices during your day. Don't do what the fear tells you to do. The fear is going to tell you very bad advice. Okay. Don't do what the fear and the anger and the pain are telling you to do. It is not a good idea. It's not going to help you heal. It's not going to get you there. What's going to get you there is doing loving, intentional actions. And that is what the entire healing path is paved with. Those loving, intentional actions, those trusting, intentional actions. Because the more you act, the more you practice, the better you get at something. So I want you to get really good at healing. That's what I want. All right. All righty, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me. I will check you out again next week, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Instagram. Bye. On Facebook, bye, and on YouTube. All right. So I will check you out again 8 p.m. next Thursday. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you hopefully in the challenge, but I will see you again next week. All right. Bye.